Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Novel Network. How far can 1 liter of gas run? I refuse to publish it whenever I get angry. Lin Yang traveled to a parallel world and found himself participating in a reality show. He was randomly selected to work as a ride-hailing driver. Female passenger. Master, it's not unreasonable for me to find someone with an annual salary of 300,000, right? Lin Yang. It's not excessive. I have a car and a house, isn't it too much to find someone who has a car and a house? Lin Yang. It's not excessive, it's very reasonable. My parents have a pension, isn't it too much to find someone with a pension? Lin Yang. No problem, it's a perfect match. I'm 35 years old, isn't it too much to find someone 40 years old? Lin Yang. Not too much, not too much. Master, if you have an annual salary of 300,000 yuan, a house and a car, and your parents have a pension, what kind of wife would you find? Lin Yang. I will find an 18-year-old. Stop the car for me. I want to get off. I want to file a complaint against you. Netizen. Men are more dedicated and always like 18-year-old girls. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. 1. Where are you going? To the base of the thigh. You are listening at novel full.audio. The sun shines in the sky. Cars are speeding along the asphalt roads of the city. Occasionally, the piercing sound of horns can still be heard. At this moment, a domestically produced red flag is driving in the middle of the road. Lin Yang sat in the driver's cab, aimlessly driving. There is a mobile phone standing next to the center console of the car. It shows that the ride-hailing software is taking orders. Looking at the software's prompt for delayed order acceptance. Lin Yang was completely depressed. Driving a ride-hailing service is much harder than he imagined. It's been less than an hour now, and my buttocks are sitting in pain. At this moment. Ding, a prompt sound came from the phone. The software pops up a window for accepting orders. Departure time. Departing now. Distance. 1.66 kilometers, estimated revenue. 18. Departure. Room 402, Building 40, Country Garden Community Destination. Onshing Road. Gnaws on chickens. Accept order or not. Hear this prompt. Lin Yang's spirit was uplifted. I didn't even think about it and immediately clicked to accept the order. Ding, successfully accepted the order. After Lin Yang opened the navigation on the software. Immediately drive towards the customer's direction. However, it hasn't been open for a while yet. The phone suddenly rang. Lin Yang pressed the connect button in confusion. A girl's voice came from the other end of the phone. Hello, is this an online ride-hailing driver? Lin Yang replied in surprise, who are you? The girl quickly and awkwardly replied, oh, I just placed an order, I see you took my order. I want to say that both addresses were filled in incorrectly. I'm not in building 40, I'm here at the entrance. I'm wearing a small white camisole on my upper body. Wearing black stockings below. Lin Yang replied while driving, Where are you going? As soon as this sentence is spoken. The girl was clearly stunned for a moment. With a slightly awkward tone, he whispered back. To the base of his thigh. Lin Yang was stunned now. For a moment, I thought I had heard wrong. What? Where are you going? The girl raised her voice a little and said. To the base of her thighs. Where exactly? It really reaches the base of my thighs. Lin Yang is speechless. What is this all about? It's like a donkey's head is not a horse's mouth. I said I filled in the wrong address. Ask her where she went and keep talking about the thigh root. Beauty, is there something wrong with your brain? I asked you where you were, and you kept driving up to your thighs. Can my car reach your thighs, right? Didn't you say the address was written incorrectly? Where exactly are you going? Popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1. At this moment, more than 2,000 netizens in the live broadcast room of Happy Career Expert burst out laughing. My friend asked me to help ask, have you reached the creek yet? Chinese culture is vast and profound, and those who don't know may think this woman is deliberately flirting. Both are waist plates. Why are you particularly outstanding? Also a 9. Your compulsory education, why are you so excellent? Are you the legendary 9 leakage fish? The anchor is trying to laugh me to death so that I can inherit my flower, JD Baitiao, Meituan loan. After the girl on the other end of the phone was scolded. Finally turned around. Suddenly felt extremely embarrassed. I apologize quickly and say, I'm sorry, master. I'm a bit anxious. Please go to the nearby postal bank as soon as possible. Okay, we'll be there soon, wait. 2 minutes later. The girl got on the car. It looks very awkward. It looks quite pure. Match with the clothes on your body. There is a feeling of pure desire. The girl clearly felt a bit anxious after getting into the car. Quickly urging, Master, please hurry up. I have something urgent. Lin Yang also has no ink stains. Gear up and refuel, the car runs quickly to 60 yards. Follow the navigation to the nearby postal bank. On the way, neither of them spoke. After a while, the girl took out her phone and made a call. Hello, Mom. I'm in the car, I'll be there soon. Well, take care of your dad at the hospital and I'll hurry back as soon as possible. It's okay, I'm not busy. By the way, Mom, the card number you gave me is not from my hometown's bank. Why is it from another city? What about your own? Can't you transfer on WeChat? Oh, okay, I'll go right away. I'll be there soon. After hanging up the phone, the girl also glanced at Lin Yang. Master, how long will it take to arrive? I have something urgent. Almost. Lin Yang listened to the girl's phone call throughout. He feels something is wrong. Listening to the girl's tone, it was obvious that she was calling her mother. I should be in a hurry to transfer money to the bank now. But the problem is their conversation was a bit eerie. Transfer money to your own mother. But it needs to be transferred to a bank account in another city. There is no such thing in the world. But you have to say encountering fraud. It's not very likely. After all, it's my mother's number. And it was the girl who took the initiative to call. Is it her mother? She should be the most aware of it herself. If it were an ordinary person, they would definitely not have thought of fraud. But Lin Yang is different. He has been a blogger for anti-bombing before. So when I heard about transferring money to a bank in another city, immediately increased vigilance. The most important thing is that he knows, even if it is personally confirmed by family members. As long as we don't meet in reality, we can all be deceived. So he deliberately slowed down his driving speed to chat with the girl. Beauty, according to your tone just now, are you going to the bank to make a payment? I'm afraid you didn't get scammed, did you? The girl shook her head with a smile and said, thank you for the master's reminder. Don't worry, it's my mother. Her voice and number are hers, so it's impossible to deceive. Lin Yang frowned. Reminder again. Have you called your dad to confirm? I heard your tone just now, you want to transfer money to a bank card from another city. Do you know that person? I don't know. I called my dad and he said he's not in the service area. My dad had a car accident and is currently in the hospital. He's probably undergoing a check-up. At this point, netizens in the live broadcast room also felt that Lin Yang was a bit too careful. It's not that bad, their biological mother has already called to confirm, how could they have been deceived? I am very familiar with the methods of fraud, and they cannot deceive me in their lifetime. I also feel that Lin Yang is making a big deal out of a molehill, and his family has personally confirmed it. How could it be a scammer? Is it possible that her mother is a scammer? I can see that the young man is pretty good. If I had heard the girl's phone call, I wouldn't have taken it seriously. She transferred money to her family, so why bother me? If you want to perform well, you have to look at the timing. This is obviously not a scammer, it's meaningless. Lin Yang couldn't see what the netizens were saying. Because his live broadcast is in video format. One on the car, one on the body. Only netizens can see him. After listening to the girl's words, he was lost in thought. Among his known fraudulent methods, there is only one that matches the current situation. But he couldn't confirm. Empty words without evidence. The situation with girls. If there is no actual evidence, no one would think she had encountered fraud. I can only find the police uncle. Even at the risk of misunderstanding. He also wants to give it a try. What if it's really a scammer? 2. The phone call from my mother could also be a scam. You are listening at novel full.audio. So he took advantage of the girl's lack of attention. I secretly took a look at the nearby police station. Good luck. Not far away. It's just not on the originally planned road. On the way, the girl received another call from her mother. I feel a bit anxious when listening to the tone. The girl is a bit impatient. Master, why haven't you arrived yet? Are you giving me a detour? If you really lack money, can I give you a little more? I'm very anxious now, can I hurry up a bit? Lin Yang quickly explained with a smile, Beauty, there's no detour. It's almost there, it's almost there. The words have just finished. A turn. The car drove straight towards the iron gate on the right. If you look carefully, it says Anqing Police Station in Shihai City. The girl finally realized at this moment. Master, what are you doing? Isn't it going to the bank? Why did you bring me to the police station? I'm getting off the car. You. I'm really impressed. Just as she got off the car, Lin Yang quickly opened the cars and shouted inside, Police uncle, someone here has encountered fraud. Hua as soon as this sentence is spoken. Immediately, a sound of descending the stairs was heard. In less than 5 seconds, a middle-aged police officer ran over and asked, what's going on? Who is a fraudster? Girl, she's stunned. She didn't expect Lin Yang to make such a fuss out of her just because of a disagreement. Lin Yang explained with a smile, it's like this, I'm a ride-hailing driver. Just now on the way, I heard this beautiful woman on the phone. I suspect she has encountered telecom fraud, so I brought her over to let you confirm. The girl became anxious when she heard this and said, I wasn't deceived, Uncle Police. I know what I'm doing, I know he's kind-hearted, but he's a bit too. The surname of the middle-aged police officer is Chen. He is the squad leader of the police station. After hearing their words, I frowned. Little girl, sometimes those who are deceived think they won't be deceived. This young man's ability to bring you over proves that he has a good heart. Tell me more about the specific situation. The girl is in a hurry to transfer money. Proactively spoke up and explained the entire process in detail. A few more police officers have come in between. After listening to the girl's explanation, they stared at each other with big and small eyes. Chen Dui, this doesn't sound like a scam, after all, she called her mother back. Not necessarily. Anyone who wants to transfer money to another city has the possibility of fraud. This young man has this kind of awareness and is really impressive. When several people are discussing with each other, the girl can't wait any longer. Police uncle, My dad is still waiting for me to transfer money to see a doctor. If it's okay, can I transfer the money first? Upon hearing this, Chen immediately reached out to stop. Little girl, remember that anyone who asks you to transfer money to a bank card in another city is likely a scammer. Even if it's your family, relatives, or friends. Can you give your family a call in front of us now so that I can help you confirm? The girl nodded. Without hesitation, she dialed her mother's number. Soon, her mother's voice rang on the other end of the phone. Girl, my friend said your money hasn't been transferred yet. What's going on? Your dad is waiting for money to see a doctor. Mom, I want to transfer, but I was taken to the police station and they all said I encountered a scammer. Silly girl, hurry up and explain the transfer clearly. The hospital is urging us to pay the fee. Okay, I'll do it as soon as possible. After hanging up the phone, the girl spread her hands and said, You heard me, this voice is my mother's. I'm really in a hurry, police officer. Just let me go. Now, Chen and others don't know what to say. It seems that there is no problem at all. However, at this moment, Lin Yang, who had not spoken yet, stood up. Police uncle, the reason I brought her to the police station is because I also know there is a scam like her. As soon as this sentence is spoken, everyone looked at Lin Yang in surprise. What scam? Lin Yang replied lightly, firstly, the caller ID on the phone can be changed, except for special numbers, which everyone should know. Secondly, with AI being such a high-tech thing now, imitating sound is never a problem. So it's not difficult to achieve the same voice and number as a girl's mother. At this moment, the girl retorted, but the problem is, the number I returned myself is my mom's. Even if they change the caller ID, he can't change it when I call back, can he? Lin Yang smiled and shook his head, that's right, he can't change the number you entered. But since they know the information about your parents and you, it means that the fraudster must have understood. You may not know that by entering ***21* number hashtag in the normal standby mode of your phone and pressing the dialing key, you can set up all incoming call forwarding. The scammer must have used the internet, small favors, or black technology to redirect all your mother's calls to them. So the phone you called may seem to have reached your mother, but in reality it did reach the scammer. You must want to say, why is the service busy when I call your dad? That's even simpler. Just block your dad's phone signal. This kind of high-tech is not difficult. Coincidentally, you also think it's normal for him to have no signal in the hospital. Originally, I couldn't prove my hypothesis. So I took you to the police station. Just need the police uncle to check if the number I called you earlier is your mother, and it will be clear. Once this statement is made, everyone was stunned. Even the police officers at the police station have heard of this scam for the first time. It's simply unbelievable. In this situation, ask yourself. It is difficult to say whether one will be deceived or not. The whole scam was just too real. I used to say that I was afraid of being scammed, so I called my family to confirm. Now, even making a phone call is useless. The entire scam has only one loophole. That's because the bank card is from another city. So Lin Yang firmly believes that as long as it is a long-distance transfer, no matter how true he is, 9 out of 10 are scammers. The girl is no longer anxious at this moment, but slowly calmed down. Because Lin Yang's analysis left her speechless to refute. Chen's team was no exception and immediately turned his head and ordered, Shaoli, now go check the little girl's call history just now and see if the number is really her mother's. Got it, Team Chen. The scene was completely silent. Everyone is still immersed in Lin Yang's analysis just now. This kind of scam has refreshed their values. Unable to regain consciousness for a long time. Until 10 minutes later. Shaoli hurriedly ran over and said with a shocked expression, Chen team, we checked and the number is from another place. It's not her mother's. 3. Anti-bombing propagandist. Girls actively add friends. You are listening at novel full.audio. As soon as Shaoli uttered this sentence, the live broadcast room has completely exploded. Popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, sleeping slot. Is there such a scam? I always thought that as long as I didn't answer unfamiliar phone calls, I wouldn't be deceived. I only found out today that I am shallow, and this scam is so amazing. I slapped my face. I used to say I wouldn't be deceived. To be honest, if this were to happen to me, I wouldn't be able to see through it. Are all these scammers so high-end now? I saw a scam before and immediately sent kitchen supplies worth around 100 yuan. After receiving the goods, I called and told him that I had one. There was also a special prize that needed to be filled out. I think there were not many people who were not scammed at this time, but I didn't expect to encounter something even worse today. Before, I used to think that those people were like crazy demons. No matter how much others tried to persuade them, they couldn't listen and believe that they were not scammers. Now I realize that scammers have too many tricks. Even Chen couldn't help but give Lin Yang a thumbs up. Young man, thank you for providing us with a new type of scam model. In the future, if we encounter such situations again, we can better protect the people's property. This time, whether it's the little girl who wants to thank you, on behalf of the police station, I also want to thank you. Lin Yang chuckled and said, it's not a big deal. If you meet someone, you can't just ignore them. At this moment, the girl stood there stunned. It's a bit difficult to accept for a while. After regaining his senses, he looked at Lin Yang with embarrassment. Master. Handsome guy, what should I do now? I don't know if my parents are in the hospital, but even if I call them, it's useless. Lin Yang smiled and pointed to her phone, you're stupid. Call your relatives or your parents' friends. Anyway, if you're close to your parents, just hit them and ask them to help take a look. That's right. The girl suddenly woke up. Quickly dial the number of my second uncle at home. The phone was quickly answered. Hello. Uncle, I want to ask you, have my parents gone to the hospital? Dongfeng. What? The hospital. I'd rather take him to the hospital. He won me a few $100s today. Shit, there's nothing wrong with me. Uncle Air is playing cards. Who? It's strange to say, your daughter called me. Do now, the girl finally understood everything. Look at Lin Yang and let out light. The tone is slightly teary. Handsome guy, thank you. If it weren't for you, I would have run out of 50,000 yuan today. I'm so foolish, I believe the words of a scammer. Thank you, thank you. Just at this moment, her mother's phone call came again. This time the girl is not used to her. After connecting, it's just a family greeting. Everyone's eyelids twitched as they watched the scene. A second ago, the pear blossoms were still crying with rain. The next second will be like a mother tiger. Fortunately, things can be perfectly resolved. All faces show happy smiles. Because of this matter, the audience of the live broadcast room, which was originally 2,000, skyrocketed all the way. 2,500, 3,000, 5,000. Some even turned his analysis into a short video and posted it online. Today's live broadcast didn't come in vain. I learned some knowledge, and it seems that the road to anti-explosion is long and arduous. As the saying goes, the road is 1 foot high, and the devil is 1 foot high. Scammers try their best to use all available tools, but it's really impossible to prevent them. Recently, the AI scam has been very popular. I made a stranger WeChat and added you as a friend, claiming it was your family, and then shared a video. At the end of the video, my family actually appeared, even in the same tone of voice. After chatting, I found an excuse to transfer money, and many people were deceived. This is the scam brought about by AI face changing. Today, I accidentally discovered that there are still such high-end scams. I always thought it was just calling to say that I had committed a crime or that my family was in danger. It seems like I'm outdated. Lin Yang looked at the time. It's almost noon. Not a single order has been completed yet. I'm ready to say hello and leave. Police officer, I don't need to stay and take notes, do I? I haven't finished any orders today, I'll go work first. Wait a minute. I saw Chen Team quickly come over and reach out to stop it. Young man, what is your surname? Just call me Lin Yang. Chen Zui smiled and patted Lin Yang's shoulder, saying, Lin Yang, your anti-bombing awareness is very strong. I want to hire you as an anti-bombing propaganda officer, I don't know if you are willing. What? A propagandist. What's going on? You don't need to do anything, just put a logo on your car, make some warning signs, and then create an anti-explosion app for promotion. Of course, as a reward, I will award you a special appointment certificate and a bonus of 500 yuan. Look. Lin Yang heard that there were 500 yuan. His face suddenly changed. A smiling expression. Rich. Did you tell me earlier? What, I don't need to do anything, do I? Yes, you don't need to do anything. Of course, if you encounter this situation again, I hope you can help. Lin Yang waved his hand and said, it's a small matter. I'll take on this job. Okay. Just a moment, I'll get you a special appointment certificate right away. The words have just finished. Chen personally returned to the office to prepare the certificate for him. The girl who had been standing next to her waited for a long time. Finally mustering up the courage to walk over. Handsome guy. Lin Yang. My name is Lin Shi. Can you add me as a communication friend? If I encounter any scams again in the future, I can ask you so. Lin Yang nodded with a smile and said, sure, wait a moment, I'll get in the car and pick it up. The surrounding police officers saw this scene. One by one, they laughed and sighed. Soon, the two of them became friends. May I treat you to a meal at noon? That must be possible. It's my honor to have dinner with beautiful women. Popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, damn it, this guy, I'm so sour. Such a beautiful girl took the initiative to invite him to dinner, why didn't I have such a chance? Nonsense, don't you take a look at how much money they saved for the girl, 50,000 yuan. For ordinary people, it's definitely a big number. If they were deceived, you can imagine how painful it would be. Not to mention treating them to a meal, I don't think it's too much. Of course, if they don't live stream it for me, it's too much. Is it so easy to ride a ride-hailing service to pick up girls? I happen to have an idle car at home, and I will also become a ride-hailing driver when I come back. I also want to find girls, understood? Turn back to the street and see if there's a beautiful woman on the phone. If you find out she might have been scammed, just carry her to the police station. If you win the bet, love will come. If you lose the bet, wait for you to be sued. 4. I sell green hats, do you either? Seeking freshness. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 5 minutes later. Shaoli put up a promotional sign for an anti-explosion app in Lin Yang's car. Chen Team smiled and took out a red notebook. Walked up to Lin Yang and handed it over. Open it and take a look. Lin Yang politely took the certificate and slowly opened it. There are 2 large red characters written on the top. Letter of appointment. We hereby hire Comrade Lin Yang as the duty propagandist for combating telecommunications network fraud in Shihai City. Anqing Police Station in Shihai City. At the same time, Chen Team took out 500 yuan from their pocket and handed it over. This is your bonus. Lin Yang chuckled and without hesitation took it over. He needs money very much now. Because he is participating in a reality show with a prize money of up to 1 billion yuan. Happy workplace expert. The program team selected 100 participants from nationwide editions to participate in a one-year competition in Shihai City. The competition involves each player selecting their own profession. Then make money through profession. The player with the highest average asset and popularity after 1 year is the champion. Lin Yang's work is average. Not good, not too bad either. He's just not very lucky. I received an order in the morning. Fortunately, there is now an additional bonus of 500. He jumped from the bottom to the person with the most assets. Also because of the recent wave of anti-fraud. Let his popularity rank second to last. Soaring all the way to around 80. Although there are already over 6,000 people in the live broadcast room. But compared to the first-tier team. Not at all at the same level. After all, the program bonus is so high. The heat is naturally not a problem. A live broadcast room with thousands of people like him. Not enough to see it all. Popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, in the morning, I even laughed at him for not being able to borrow a single order. He was definitely the last to last one. Now the reversal is too fast, 500 yuan. Is it okay to say he is the temporary first one? So what can he do? His profession is like this, which means he won't make much money. Even if he leads today, he won't be compared tomorrow. 500 yuan is meaningless. I can't say that. I'll ask you, is his analysis brilliant today? I've heard of this kind of scam for the first time, and I believe many people sitting here are the same as me. If it weren't for Lin Yang's science popularization, I guarantee that at least 99 out of 100 people would have been scammed. Indeed, this wave of anti-fraud propaganda is very effective. As someone who doesn't care about fraud, I couldn't help but search for some scams because I realized that fraud is not far away from me, and I might not even know if I am scammed one day. After bidding farewell to the Chen team, Lin Yang drove his girl to a nearby restaurant for lunch. Lin Shi is naturally very pure in stature. Pair it with this outfit. Don't have too high a turnover rate. Along the way, there were many admirers of passers-by. But Lin Yang didn't take it seriously at all. In his opinion, eating is the most important thing. He has no psychological burden. I ordered a bunch of big fish and meat to eat and drink. I never talked to Lin Shi from beginning to end. Lin Shi actually wants to take the initiative to speak up. There's no chance at all. Looking at Lin Yang's mouth full of oil. She is really sorry to interrupt her meal. In the end, the two of them just had a simple chat. Lin Yang was a good person and sent her home. The netizens in the live broadcast room saw this scene. Teeth of hatred itch one by one. He doesn't want such a good opportunity in front of him, beast. Didn't that girl even want to invite you to her house to sit down? You didn't even look back and left. There is a saying that goes. Drought leads to death, while flooding leads to death. Typical examples are those who occupy the thatched pit without defecating. I feel like this girl has fallen in love with Lin Yang. When she was eating, her gaze at Lin Yang was not right, very wrong, with a sense of energy in her eyes. I feel like she's finished. This is also normal, okay? Lin Yang is handsome, and with the help she has given her, and the spirited look she just had, if I were a girl, I wouldn't be able to handle it. In the afternoon, a video about Lin Yang suddenly went viral on the internet. Douyin, Slow Hand, Bilibili and other major short video platforms have all made hot search entries. Ride-hailing young man God-level anti-fraud. The video is not long. I only started editing when Lin Yang analyzed it. The earliest one released. At this point, the likes and favorites have reached 500,000. The number of comments also exceeded 50,000. After opening, you will find barrage rushing in like a tide. Sleeping slot. Sleeping slot. Damn it, is this okay? I've gained a lot of experience. It's the first time I've heard of such scams. Bully. I believe he used to do fraud. High energy ahead. High energy ahead. High energy ahead. Sleeping trough, it's a real blow. What a scam. I admire it, I can't do it. If it were me, I would definitely be deceived. Anti-bombing propaganda officer. What kind of job is this? I don't know, it's really awesome anyway. I suggest next time shooting an anti-fraud propaganda ambassador, find this one. This person seems to be a contestant from Happy Workplace Expert. I remember the live broadcast room number was 66. The popularity of the video also made many people aware of Lin Yang's identity. For a while, a large number of netizens flooded into the live broadcast room. From the beginning, it skyrocketed from 600, 7,000, 8,000, 20,000. The ranking of the program team has jumped to over 60. You know, this is only one morning. From 2,000 popularity to 20,000. 10 times. Popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, coming from Douyin, pay homage to the deity in the front row. Sleeping slot, what's the situation? When I had lunch, there were 20,000 people in the live broadcast room. What happened? Speaking of which, you may not believe it. When I watched Lin Yang's live broadcast this morning, there were only 2,000 people, and now it's only 20,000. Isn't this really a dark horse? What is it? Indeed, Lin Yang has shown signs of being a dark horse, but unfortunately his work limit is too low. Otherwise, I really think he has a chance to win the championship. Lin Yang is driving on the road. Looking at the system panel in my mind. Name. Lin Yang, points. 5471, skill. Divine Writer, prop. None, note. Live streaming can increase popularity by increasing points, and a lottery can be held for every 10,000 points spent. The system actually started a long time ago. The skills given to him are temporarily unavailable. You can't race inexplicably on the street, can you? Looking at the significant increase in points. Lin Yang is a bit looking forward to what will be given in the next lottery. At this moment. Ding, a prompt sound came from the phone. The software pops up a window for accepting orders. Departure time. Departing now, distance. 0.56 kilometers, estimated revenue. 24 departure. Near the Anhui South Market, Vegetable Market, destination. Building 36, Huayuan Community, 2012, accept order or not. Lin Yang waited for nearly an hour for the order to arrive. Without hesitation, I clicked on the order. Ding, successfully accepted the order. 5 minutes later. A beautiful woman who looked like a young woman got into the car. I am still carrying a big bag of oranges in my hand. Peel oranges while eating. After confirming that it was her who placed the order, Lin Yang. Follow the navigation to the destination. This time, there's nothing wrong with it. Passengers were eating oranges from beginning to end. The smell of orange permeates the car. Lin Yang doesn't mind either. The taste is not unpleasant. After the customer pays and gets off the car. Lin Yang was dumbfounded. I saw orange peels scattered everywhere on the back seat. Hurriedly shouted out the departing passengers. Hey! Beauty, you didn't take your trash with you. The beautiful woman replied disdainfully, this is not garbage. This is tangerine peel, specially kept for you. You can soak it in water and drink it later. Lin Yang was stunned, what kind of person is this? Do you have such thick skin? This is not tangerine peel, isn't it the orange peel you just left after eating? The beautiful woman impatiently waved her hand and said, you have so many things to do as a driver. Isn't it just a little orange peel? Do you believe me to complain about you? Of course, you can also file a complaint against me. If I change my phone number, I can still make a ride-hailing service online. Without looking back after speaking, I left. Lin Yang is so angry. What kind of person, really, has no quality at all? When you were eating oranges, you didn't give me one either. After finishing eating, you're just messing around and saying, Chen Pai makes me drink water. I'm really impressed. Looking at the passengers who have already departed. Lin Yang took a few deep breaths to calm his emotions. Get off the car and chase her, it feels like a big deal. If I really want to argue, I won't get any benefits in the end. You can't hit her with your hands. Helpless Lin Yang can only consider himself unlucky. Just as he was preparing to tidy up the orange peel in the back seat. Suddenly, a mobile phone ringtone rang. Lin Yang was stunned for a moment. Look along the source of the sound. I saw a phone light up under the seat. Caller ID above. Husband. Some are playing now. Lin Yang grinned and picked up his phone, pressing the answer button. Hello. At the sound of a man's voice on the other end of the phone, it suddenly exploded. Who are you? Why is my wife's phone with you? Lin Yang sneered and said, don't be so special. As soon as you come up, ask me who I am. Who am I? I'm a wholesale hat seller. Do you want me to give you a hat? Looking for data, looking for flower evaluation tickets. 5. Draw a green grassland on your head. You are listening at novel full.audio. The man on the other end of the phone was already angry. Being scolded again, I immediately became furious. Fuck you. Why is my wife's phone with you? Where is she? You asked her to answer the phone. I was just planning to play a trick on relieving Chi. Whoever wants to come across and curse. This couple really messed him up today. Lin Yang replied disdainfully, she's not convenient now, she's taking a shower. With these words, the man became even more irritable. Damn it, Grandpa. She even lied to me before saying she had a dinner appointment tonight. Alright, you two, wait for me. Faced with constant insults from the opposite man, Lin Yang fiercely retaliated. Eating. You guys eat together every day, haven't you eaten enough? Why don't we make a rare appointment? You're making a phone call to urge us. On the other end of the phone, after hearing Lin Yang's words, he was on the brink of losing his sanity. He cursed loudly on the phone. As unpleasant as it sounds, Lin Yang is not used to him either. He retorted, I'll tell you, I've been enduring you for a long time. I've been wanting to have a showdown with you for a long time. We're just playing together today, what happened? Don't call me again. After speaking, intentionally holding the phone away and shouting loudly. Hey. Alright, baby, can I send you a bath towel? Alright, I'll bring it right away. What? Wash it together. Alright. Lin Yang pressed the hang-up button directly. A faint smile appeared at the corner of the mouth. It looks so harmless to humans and animals. Popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, when I was young, my family was very poor. The only thing valuable in my family was the big lock on the iron door. Every time it rained, I would run out and hold the big lock, crying, don't rust, Lao Tai. Don't embroider, Lao Tai. Killing and killing the heart, isn't Lin Yang a bit too extreme? Although that woman doesn't have the qualities, she is immoral. Missing a yarn, didn't you hear her husband scold you so harshly? If you think it's unethical, okay, send me your phone number and I'll scold you the same way, let you experience it. I can already imagine what his husband looks like at this moment, and I'm really looking forward to what his husband will do when he returns home. Do you want to call 120 in advance? After hanging up the phone, Lin Yang tidied up the back seat. I threw all the orange peels into the roadside trash can. Drive the car again on the road to pick up orders. The result was about 10 minutes of driving. The passenger's phone suddenly rang again. This time it's not her husband. But it's a strange number. Although Lin Yang disgusted his husband once. But the phone still needs to be returned. If it were the owner calling, he definitely needs to take it. After the phone is connected, it's a woman's voice. It's exactly the young lady from Chinpi before. Hello. I called you in the car just now. Did a phone drop from behind your car? Lin Yang replied lightly, yes, there's a phone. Where are you now? Bring it over to me. What? I'll send it to you. Otherwise, should I go and get it myself? Okay. I'll send it to you. Lin Yang looked at the distance. It's not too far either. It looks like more than 10 kilometers. After more than 10 minutes, I arrived at the previous parking spot. When he arrived downstairs, he didn't even see the passengers. I don't have her phone unlocked. I can't even make a phone call. This makes him a bit speechless. I kindly sent my phone over, but ended up waiting here. I waited for about 5 minutes. The passenger just called again. Lin Yang was already impatient and immediately urged, I arrived at the place where you got off before. Where are you? What's the rush? Didn't I call you? I have something to do now and it's not convenient for me to go down. Can you help me deliver it upstairs? What? Lin Yang was stunned. Kind enough to bring your phone over. You can just stand me up. Do you still want me to deliver it to you? What the hell? Do you really want your husband to come back and catch the traitor? Today, this couple really refreshed their understanding of humanity. How was such a shameless person refined? No person with a good temper can withstand such turmoil from her. Of course, Lin Yang is not used to her. Directly declined, I'm sorry, I'm a ride-hailing worker and I don't offer such services as sending people upstairs. You can come down and pick it up yourself. What's wrong with you? I took a taxi to make money for you and asked you to give it away. What's wrong? I didn't give you money, did I? Upon hearing this, Lin Yang also laughed angrily and said, you figure it out, the money you gave me is for a taxi, and it's related to delivering things upstairs for half a penny. I came all the way here waiting for you, that's all you're doing. If you don't want it, I'll leave. I thought this was a statement. The opposite side should be soft. After all, the phone is with him. Who would have thought, he still underestimated to what extent some people have poor quality. I don't want to talk nonsense to you. If you bring it up, I will call the platform to complain about you. Then you can file a complaint. I'll ask you one last time, do you want it or not? If not, I'll leave. The passenger on the other end of the phone is also quite tough. Then you go, you wait. If you don't complain, it's all up to you. And I remember you now. When my husband comes back, I'll find you sooner or later. Lin Yang was too lazy to answer her and hung up the phone. Since you don't want it, right. I'll take it directly to the police station. As for what she said about her husband threatening him, I didn't take it seriously. Start the ignition and pressed the accelerator pedal. Drove towards the police station. The people in the live broadcast room heard the conversation between the two throughout. I can't keep watching anymore. Popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, some people spend around 10 or 20 yuan thinking that I am your grandfather. How did she manage to be rational and strong? It seems that these two people usually do some unethical things. I suggest the police uncle investigate, maybe something can be found out. This kind of person doesn't know how to be grateful. If I lose my phone, the driver is willing to give it back for free and is still waiting for me downstairs. I will definitely buy some fruit for him, or give him 1 or 200 yuan for hard work. I have encountered it before, where my phone was lost in a taxi. Later, I called the driver and asked him to give him 200 yuan to bring it back. Later, when he arrived, I also gave him 200 yuan as promised. Why did they waste fuel money to bring it to you, let alone take it upstairs? It's simply unreasonable. Not delivering is right. I've seen a scam before where once the driver goes upstairs, there might be a group of big men waiting for him. If they don't pay, they won't be allowed to leave. Half an hour later, Lin Yang drove back to the Anshan police station in the morning. Just as I entered the door, I saw Captain Chen. Chen's team was also stunned and they saw Lin Yang getting off the car. Then he greeted with a smile and said, "Lin Yang. Why are you here again? You wouldn't have encountered fraud again, would you?" Lin Yang handed over his phone and said, "Brother Chen, a passenger left his phone in my car. I brought it to her, and she said she didn't want it anymore. I was thinking of bringing it to you." "What? No more?" Chen Dui looked bewildered. "It looks like the phone is still branded. It's also brand new, with various decorations on it. It doesn't look like a scrapped phone at all." Just at this moment, the phone suddenly rang again. Lin Yang looked at the caller ID and said, "Chen, this is the passenger's phone number. I don't want to talk to her, why don't you answer it?" Chen nodded and pressed the connect button. Before he could speak, the dragon suddenly roared across from him. "Are you crazy, right? Isn't it just that you were sent upstairs? Is it that difficult? Damn it, there are so many fools these days. I have already complained to the platform. Let me tell you again, if you don't deliver it to my doorstep to apologize, I will wait for my husband to come back and peel off your skin." Now Chen's team is completely overshadowed. Inexplicably received a scolding. Lin Yang next to him looked embarrassed. But now the phone is not in his hands. You can become a hands-off shopkeeper now. Although Chen is a police officer, he was scolded inexplicably by someone. There is also some anger. "Madam, I am a police officer from Anshan police station," replied with a deep tone, "Your phone is currently at the police station. If you need it, come and pick it up yourself. I thought this matter was over. Just wait for her to come and pick it up." Who would have thought that the passenger across the street suddenly became even more irritable? "Damn you. You die. Then pretend to be an old lady and use the police station to suppress me, right? Don't say you're fake, even if you're real, I'm not afraid. No matter who you are, I'll give you 10 minutes. If you can't deliver it, just wait to death for you. Looking for various data, flowers, evaluation tickets, monthly tickets. Thank you. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 6. The police station blows air conditioning and drinks tea. This is really an online appointment. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chen listened to the cursing on the phone. I finally got angry. This is the first time he has encountered such a person. Curse at the slightest disagreement. Even the police station is not taken seriously. Is this okay? As an old police officer, his cultivation is already very high. But today he couldn't help it anymore. She scolded her phone and said, "Madam, I'll speak to you again. I am a police officer from Anshan police station in Shihai City. Your phone is at the police station. If you continue to speak without restraint and insult the police, you will be immediately detained on charges of insult. Take care of yourself." Papa, after speaking, I'll just hang up. Lin Yang felt relieved standing next to him. I couldn't help but give Chen a thumbs up and say, Brother Chen, you still need to treat her. Some people feel good about themselves and must suppress their arrogance. Chen's team gave him a bad look in anger. You Lin Yang, how do I feel like I've been tricked by you? You knew from the beginning that she was a shrew, deliberately making me answer the phone and get scolded, right? Then borrow my hand to help you relieve your breath. Alright, you've relieved your breath. My blood pressure almost went up. Lin Yang chuckled. Pretend to look innocent. But he didn't explain anything either. Being exposed by someone is really an idea, somewhat embarrassing. Popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, boy, I heard him using this abacus from 1,000 kilometers away. At first, I thought he was just holding his breath and trying to kill someone by borrowing a knife. I have to say, this move is a bit amazing. I have nothing to do and can still relieve my anger. I'm a bit looking forward to whether that passenger will come to the police station later. Definitely, I know this kind of person too well. A typical example of bullying the soft and being afraid of the hard. When encountering someone who is easy to talk to, she will go to hell. When encountering a tough problem, she will immediately act like an egg, and if she doesn't believe it, she will wait and see. I'm thinking, what's her husband really doing? There's a sentence on the left, what's wrong with her husband? There's a sentence about her husband, he sounds very impressive. I'm a bit worried that Lin Yang won't be able to handle it. Lin Yang originally planned to hand in his phone and continue working. The result was that Ben Chen's team was caught. You kid, you want to just leave like this after teasing me once. I gave you 500 bonuses today, don't rush to run. Stay with me here and wait, I want to see what that person can do to you. Lin Yang, who knows he is guilty? Helpless, I could only be invited to the office. Sitting there blowing the air conditioning and drinking tea. The netizens in the live broadcast room saw this scene. One by one, they started shouting. Everyone is here to watch your live broadcast. Did you end up in the police station drinking tea and blowing the air conditioning? What kind of treatment is this special? Look at other contestants. Which one is not both bitter and tired now? Only a very small number of people can be assigned jobs with air conditioning. But even so, at least he has to work. And you drinking tea with legs crossed in the police station. Tell me who believes it. Damn it, I'm still blowing on the electric fan now, this guy's already blowing on the air conditioning. If one day someone tells me that a ride-hailing driver was forcibly dragged to the police station to drink tea and blow the air conditioning, I will definitely slap him. Are you fooling me? Is there anyone from Shihai City? Pour a bucket of cold water on him and I'll give him a tip of 200 yuan. 200, 2000, I won't do it either. The special family is at the police station. Midway through, the director of the police station passed by their office. Seeing the appearance of Lin Yang as an old man, curiously asked, Old Chen, who is this? Why did you come here to drink tea? Chen Dui glanced at Lin Yang and couldn't help but jump his eyelids. The posture of drinking tea. It's too scary. Those who don't know really think it's the son of some leader. At this moment, he regretted bringing Lin Yang in. Cough, director, you misunderstood. He is involved in a case, and I am asking him to come and assist in the investigation. The change of director is overwhelming now. Please come and assist with the investigation. Why did you even drink Maofeng? This is because. At this moment, Xiao Li hurriedly rushed in. Chen team, there's a woman outside who says she's coming to pick up her phone. As soon as I finished speaking, I saw Lin Yang sitting there drinking tea. A hint of surprise appeared on his face in an instant. Lin Yang. Why did you come? Lin Yang smiled shyly and said, "Come and assist with the case." Xiao Li excitedly walked up to him. "Do you know that your video analyzing fraud today has become popular online? The playback volume has exceeded 20 million. Our Anqing police station is also on fire." As soon as this sentence is spoken, all three of them were confused. The director didn't know what had happened from beginning to end. With a puzzled expression on his face, he asked, "Xiao Li, what's going on? Why is it so angry?" Xiao Li quickly explained excitedly, "Director, it's like this. In the morning, Lin Yang suspected that a woman was being scammed, and then later, his video was posted online by someone unknown. As a result, it suddenly became popular. Because almost no one can avoid being deceived by this scam. This made them realize that fraud is not just about making unfamiliar phone calls to scare them. Many scams are hard to prevent, and many people are downloading anti-fraud apps to study through case studies, which has sparked a wave of anti-fraud online. Many people left messages under the official account of Anqing police station to praise them. After listening to Xiao Li's explanation, everyone suddenly realized. Although Lin Yang has a mobile phone, but he only has phone calls, communication and taxi apps, as well as payment functions. Even the results of other contestants cannot be viewed. So he had no idea that his video had been uploaded online. As for the director, he was even more surprised. I couldn't help but look at Lin Yang. He is well aware of how difficult it is to do anti-fraud work. How many people can't even be pulled by the police at their doorstep? Life and death must be turned around. Anti-fraud banners are everywhere in communities, and streets. Still, people are being deceived every day. You should know that once the money is transferred, immediately, someone specifically responsible for money laundering will take them out. Then clean it up as quickly as possible. Finally, transfer abroad. When you realize you've been scammed, the money has long been lost. Seeing many families being deceived, the chaos caused the family to fall apart, and the wife and children to scatter. As police officers, they are also powerless. Who would have thought that this young man in front of me would start a wave of anti-fraud with just one fraud case? But upon careful consideration, I can also roughly understand the reason. They went the wrong way from the beginning. All those who have been deceived believe that they will not be deceived. Just like, those who drown can swim. Because they feel they won't be deceived. So I'm not willing to spend time learning about fraud. Like the case we encountered today. Even the most careful person will be deceived. Not only did he realize this, everyone is aware of it. This made them understand that fraud is so high-end. You can be okay if you're not careful. Who would have thought that a phone call from a biological mother or father could also be a scammer? To put it simply, this kind of fraud that cannot be prevented. Causing panic among everyone. When they feel scared. Naturally, one will learn about anti-fraud knowledge. This is equivalent to weighing 4 or 2 pounds. After understanding the reasoning behind it, the director's gaze at Lin Yang changed. He instructed Xiao Li, go to my office and bring the good tip from the box at the bottom of my desk to soak this young man. Xiao Li was momentarily stunned. Quickly nodded and said, "All right, I'll go right away." Captain Chen looked at the director with a bewildered expression on his face. "Didn't you just ask him why he's drinking tea here? You're going to treat him to a better tea now? I have to reason with someone." Lin Yang is also a bit confused. I don't know what to say either. But the next second, he suddenly remembered something. By the way, Brother Chen, did Officer Li say earlier that the woman came to pick up her phone? Chen immediately reacted and said, "Oh right. I almost forgot about this. Let's go and take a look." Watching the two people have a similar appearance, the director is also a bit curious. Follow behind and shout, "What are you going to do?" I'll go take a look too. Looking for flower evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 7. Bastards have their own fate, beat them up. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Quickly, the three arrived at the reception hall of the police station. I heard a woman shouting loudly from a distance. At the moment of seeing Lin Yang. In a fit of anger, he started cursing. Will you die if you deliver it upstairs to me? Would you rather run so far to the police station than go upstairs? Are you sick? I have already called the platform, please wait. Seeing her cursing like a shrew. Everyone on site frowned. With a disdainful expression on his face. Lin Yang looked at her expressionlessly. Although he doesn't want to physically hit women. But this woman is too cheap. But now, after all, it's at the police station. He hits people with his own hands. It's not appropriate to scold back. Fortunately, Teen Chen couldn't bear to watch it anymore. Madam, please take a clear look where this is, the police station, shouted angrily. You run to the police station to throw a tantrum, and then shout, I'll detain you directly. However, he still underestimated the fighting power of the shrew. The female passenger not only failed to restrain herself. Instead, it has intensified. Directly retorted, why are you so fierce? I broke the law. Why are you arresting me? Let me tell you, the director of your police station is a relative of mine. I will definitely tell him about this matter today when I come back. As soon as this sentence is spoken. Lin Yang and the others looked shocked. Especially the director, who has a big mouth. No matter how he thinks, he still doesn't want to be a relative in the family. Old Chen was a bit uncertain and turned his head to look at the director, saying, this. The director didn't speak, just shook his head. Now it's obvious this woman is bragging. Perhaps she felt that the sentence just now had successfully intimidated her. Immediately it became even more arrogant. I've said before, even if you're real, I'm not afraid. The words have just finished. A police car suddenly drove in at the door. Immediately after, 3 police officers and 2 men covered in blood got off the car. But these 2 men seemed to have committed some crime and were brought in by backhand. Chen Dui looked at the battle and asked curiously, Old Wang, what are you doing? Lao Wang is about the same age as him, and most of them are team leaders. With a smile, he joked, these 2 people were fighting in the restaurant just now, and I brought them back. The other man wearing black clothes is a bit uncomfortable. Immediately retorted, Officer, it was he who inexplicably went crazy and knocked off my desk first. Am I still a man if I don't hit him? Yes, yes. As long as you fight back, it's a fight. Just as Lao Wang was preparing to suppress the 2 of them and inquire. Suddenly, a surprised voice was heard. Husband. Why did you come? Turns out the other man is actually her husband. After hanging up with Lin Yang just now. In a fit of anger, he lifted the table next to him. As a result, the 2 of them started working and were taken to the police station. Seeing her husband, the woman's confidence suddenly increased. Husband, look at them, they all bully me, exclaimed wrongfully however, the next second. Something that shocked everyone happened. I saw the man who was called my husband. The moment I see my wife. My eyes immediately turned red. Instantly break free from the constraints of the police. Roaring and rushing up is like a big pussy. Pa pa this crisp sound. Blow up the entire police station hall. The woman was stunned by this slap. A face full of disbelief. Even the surrounding police officers never regained their senses for a moment. It's really unbelievable. What exactly happened here? But this is not over yet. After slapping him, the man kicked him hard again. Kicked his wife to the ground directly. I'll let you play. Pop, I asked you to take a mandarin duck bath. Pa, I asked you to give me a green hat. Damn it. Cheap woman. I won't kill you today. In just a few seconds. Men use both hands and feet. Press his wife to the ground and beat her up. He didn't even have a chance to beg for mercy by beating his wife. He kept screaming until he fainted directly in the end. After the surrounding police react. Hurry up and pull him apart. But that's it, he's still kicking while retreating. I wish I could just kill his wife. Even the man in black who initially fought with him was dumbfounded. Sleeping slot. Are you still human? Even your own wife is so ruthless. The whole scene, everyone was dumbfounded. Only one person secretly turned their back, with a guilty expression on their face. Popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, haha, I can't laugh anymore. This is so coincidental, isn't it? You really have your own way, bitch. It's so satisfying. Just now I saw that woman, which made my teeth itch with anger. Now I feel incredibly happy. I can probably eat 2 more bowls of food at night. At this moment, I just want to say one word, it's great. She may still not understand why her husband, whom she has been relying on, beat her up as soon as they met. This plot is too outrageous, and novels dare not write like that. Jitchy, it's so jitchy. Let's fight it ourselves. They say he's a big woman. The police can't even do it. There weren't many ways to take her. Who would have thought that her own husband would come to help everyone relieve their anger? If he did, I really did. After finally pulling it apart. Old Wang quickly instructed the police to take the 2 people who were fighting away. Chen and the director looked at the woman on the ground with a bewildered expression. They can't figure it out. Why on earth is this? Suddenly. Old Chen found that Lin Yang had been turning his head. Eyes dodged. Suddenly, his expression froze. With a pout, he said, Lin Yang. Talk about it. What exactly is it? Ah. This. He did it himself, not me. Chen's team felt a bit amused when they saw his way of stirring feces. Tell me what the situation is. Lin Yang shrugged and awkwardly replied, it's nothing. Just. She started eating orange peels and threw them all into my car, which made me very angry. Later, it was discovered that her phone was still in the car when her husband called. I pondered and told him that my phone had fallen with me. Her husband scolded me without saying a word. Can I bear this? Then. Chen looked at Lin Yang with a harmless expression on his face. I suddenly felt something was wrong. And what? And then I pretended to be at the hotel with his wife. What? You know. After speaking, he raised his eyebrows. As soon as this sentence is spoken, Chen and the director couldn't help but take a cold breath. Now they finally understand. No wonder we fought so fiercely when we first met. Which man can bear this kind of anger? Just thinking about this. The 2 of them immediately changed their gaze towards Lin Yang. This is not a harmless number of people. This is clearly a wolf in sheep's clothing. Eating people without spitting bones, this is. After a while, a few female police officers pulled the unconscious woman aside to rest. Lin Yang felt relieved as he watched her lose her initial arrogance. But he always had a doubt. Where did she have the confidence to threaten herself? Will a normal citizen behave like this? Obviously not. Thinking of this, Lin Yang looked at Captain Chen and said, Brother Chen, this woman has been threatening me from the beginning and even dared to shout at the police. Don't you think she's strange? Ordinary people, how dare they be so arrogant when they see the police? Upon hearing these words, Chen suddenly realized. I understand what you mean. Xiao Li, go check her detailed information now. Okay, I'll go right away. After more than 10 minutes of results, Xiao Li ran over with a surprised expression on his face and said, Director, Chen team, surprise, surprise. What's wrong? Did you find out anything? Is there something wrong with this woman? No. What surprise are you talking about? I checked her identity information and there are no issues. I checked his husband's information again and found that his information is all fake. Upon closer inspection, he turned out to be a fugitive. He had almost killed someone with a gun in another city before, but suddenly disappeared. Now changing my name and surname, hiding here and marrying her. Looking for flower evaluation tickets. 8. Encountering other contestants by chance, Dao Xin shattered. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Now, everyone was completely dumbfounded. No wonder this woman is so arrogant. After all, normal ordinary people are afraid of the underworld. Over time, she thought she could be lawless and no one dared to provoke her. Even if you are usually arrogant, it's okay. Most people just endure being bullied and pass away. But unfortunately, she met Lin Yang today. She may not even know that her husband has a criminal record. Mysterious confidence. I can only blame her husband for having bad luck marrying such a troublemaker. But thanks to her, the police unexpectedly discovered a fugitive. Popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, having a virtuous wife at home doesn't worry about not being imprisoned. This man has also fallen into blood mold. Encountering such a scam, he is now better and completely cool. Some people have become accustomed to bullying others and always feel like they are amazing. One day, they will kick onto an iron plate, and reality will give them a heavy slap to teach them how to be a good person. Unfortunately, I thought this woman had some criminal record, probably only going to jail for a few months at most, and then releasing the ho-ho people. Forget it, do you dare her to be arrogant this time? Give her a complete honesty, without social beating. Old Wang, who was originally inquiring about the situation in the room. After receiving this message suddenly, the person immediately became foolish. The inquiry was stopped on the spot. He said to the man in black on the side, let's get here first. You go back first, and I'll contact you if there's any situation later. Ah. I can leave now. Don't you need detention? Well, let's go. Okay, okay, okay. The man in black walked away with a bumpy butt. Next, 4 police officers walked in. Handcuffed the remaining men directly. Officer. What are you doing? Isn't this just a fight? He's already gone, why are you arresting me? Lao Wang smiled and replied calmly, now, let me explain the incident where you almost killed someone with a gun 5 years ago. Shua upon hearing these words, the man's face changed greatly. He knew he had fallen. He just doesn't understand. Why on earth? Is it because of a fight that I was discovered? He may never guess. It's just because his mischievous wife threw orange peel on someone else's car. As for his wife, she also regained consciousness after a period of time. When she found out that her husband was a fugitive. Completely dumbfounded. And she herself will also face crimes such as provocation and troublemaking. It is highly likely that they will also be detained. At this moment, she felt her sky collapse. In the afternoon, Lin Yang tried his best to persuade the director to stay. I drank a cup of Maojian that he personally brewed. Today is another day of anti-fraud and indirectly helping them catch a fugitive. It can be said that Lin Yang gave them an unexpected surprise. Result: he fell asleep directly on the reception chair in the director's office. This has confused Chen and others. But unfortunately, even the director gave up the room. Give him a peaceful sleep. I slept until it was almost dark at night before waking up. If it weren't for Shaoli calling him before work. Maybe I still have to sleep. The netizens in the live broadcast room saw that he finally woke up. One by one, they couldn't help roast. I have never seen such an unreliable contestant before. They are exhausted all day, but he is either at the police station or on his way to the police station. In the end, he still sleeps in the director's office, which is outrageous, who calls him a hero. If I were the director, I would be willing to let him sleep. If he could bring surprises every day, I would love him to come here to sleep every day, and even prepare a soft bed for him to sleep on. The problem is, he's still competing. Look at the other contestants, let's not say too much. On the 30th, although he's just a restaurant waiter, you can see his enthusiasm. On his first day at work, he got along with the restaurant owner and chef. I also saw it on the 30th, and it's true that a person with emotional intelligence also has a brain. However, the upper limit of the job as a waiter is a bit low. If he can trick the boss into investing in him, it will be different of course. Lin Yang can't see their roast. After leaving the police station, I plan to find a restaurant to eat. Although I only ran 2 orders from morning till night. But after sleeping in the afternoon, I only felt energized. It's not a problem to run until 12 o'clock at night. A few minutes later. The car stopped at the entrance of a local restaurant. Lin Yang walked in step by step. As soon as the boss saw a customer, he quickly greeted them with a smile. "Boss, can I have something to eat?" Lin Yang looked up at the menu on the wall. After a moment of contemplation. "I'll have a crayfish, a braised chicken, and a braised carp. And 2 bottles of iced cola." "Okay, do you want rice?" "What kind of rice would you like if you could eat enough food?" Right. "Boss, wait a moment, I'll have the rest of you do it right away." Kitchen. A young man is wiping a plate. Hand speed is very fast. Under his hard work, each plate was washed clean and tidy. Even the nearby chopping board couldn't help but praise, "The young man did a good job and helped me peel the potatoes." "Okay, no problem." The chef was also quite satisfied with how quick he was in his work. "For your good performance, I'll give you a separate tomato soup tonight." "Okay, thank you, the chef." At this moment, his mood is still quite good. Although I only got an ordinary waiter myself. But he believes that my fate is determined by me, not by heaven. Thanks to his efforts, in just one day, the kitchen staff were very satisfied with him. And as far as he knows, many jobs have no income on the first day. Even eating is a problem. Not only does he have some to eat, but he can also add soup and live a very nourishing life. You know, even the best job. The premise is that it can endure. If there's no food to eat, talking about anything is just nonsense. This comparison. Although I am a bit tired and a bit bitter. But for the prize money of the competition, everything is worth it. Coincidentally, the boss opened the door curtain and walked in. "Serve a small lobster, a braised chicken, and a braised carp in the kitchen." "Great. Arrange it immediately." With a flash of fire passing by. Less than 10 minutes. 3 dishes are ready. The chef casually ordered, "Who? Bring the dishes up, table 15. Alright, now. On the 30th, take the plate and walk towards the 15th table. When he saw Lin Yang at the table, he politely shouted, "Boss, your crayfish is ready. I'll bring you the rest of the dishes right away." Lin Yang nodded with a smile and said, "Okay." A bottle of cola was opened. Then he gulped down a few mouthfuls. "Great." Lin Yang put down his chopsticks and directly peeled the crayfish to eat. But he didn't know that the live broadcast room was fried at this moment. Sleeping slot, sleeping slot. Isn't that waiter on the 30th just now? Is it so coincidental? It's not a coincidence, the production team sent all 100 contestants to Shihai City, and it's normal to encounter them. The point is, today is just the first day of the program. What do you see Lin Yang eating? Have a big meal at noon and a big meal at night. You should know that many contestants have not even eaten mantou up to now. Yeah, looking at it this way, it feels a bit outrageous. Is the pay gap too big? But what would he think if he found out on the 30th that Lin Yang is also a player? Soon. The second and third dishes were all served. Boss, all your dishes are ready. Please. Just as the 30th is about to leave. Suddenly, I saw a bright red light on Lin Yang's chest. Take a closer look. It's exactly the same as my chest. At this moment, he was stunned. After being stunned for a few seconds, I couldn't help but ask curiously, handsome guy, by the way, you're not a contestant for Happy Career Expert, are you? Lin Yang looked at him in surprise and said, you can tell that. Are you really? You're lying down. That's how you ate on your first day. You. What the hell are you? It's nothing, just eat whatever you want. Aren't you also a contestant? On the 30th, looking at the dishes on the table, my saliva flowed. At this moment, he felt a bit hopeless. He doesn't want to admit that he is also a player. At this moment, a voice came from the kitchen. Who? What expert contestant? Your tomato soup is ready, come and drink it. On the 30th, tired, destroy it, this life is meaningless. Looking for flower evaluation tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 9. Master, do you know what love is? You are listening at Novel Full.audio. After eating and drinking, Lin Yang drove on the road again. Waiting for new orders. It is already 8 o'clock in the evening. It's already completely dark. The lights of all sizes in the city gradually lit up. Night markets, bars, and other places for young people are gradually opening up. Soon, the phone received a prompt. Ding, a prompt sound came from the phone. The software pops up a window for accepting orders. Departure time. Departing now, distance. 0.89 kilometers estimated revenue. 45 departure. Grand Rich Bar destination. Zhongnanijing community, accept order or not. Lin Yang glanced at it and immediately clicked to accept the order. Ding successfully accepted the order. After Lin Yang opened the navigation on the software. Immediately drive towards the customer's direction. 10 minutes later. When he arrived at a magnificent and spectacular entrance. I saw a few big characters in the wealthy bar. After a while, a beautiful woman dressed in very sexy clothes walked over unsteadily. Maybe I drank too much. I can't even pull the door handle. Drunk and intoxicated, he said, Master. I can't open this door. Lin Yang had no choice but to loosen her seatbelt and get out of the car to help her open the door. As soon as I got close, I smelled a smell of wine and perfume on her. Take a look at her heavily made-up face again. Very enchanting. As a result, Lin Yang opened the door. The beautiful woman didn't stand firm and fell directly into Lin Yang's arms. This can make the netizens in the live broadcast room watch it with a bang. You should know that the camera on him is directly facing the beautiful woman. The snow-white skin is clearly visible. Popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, Psy Wolf friends, I have sent benefits. Who dares to say that Lin Yang is not a conscientious anchor in the future? I will be the first to refuse. As for it, I can't see anything, it's just a superficial matter. Is it necessary to be so excited? You don't understand, what you want is the feeling of peeping. But I feel a bit sour. Such a beautiful woman has taken advantage of Lin Yang, what a pity. Not to mention it, there were only 3 passengers today, 2 beautiful women and 1 young woman. It's amazing. Is it possible that only beautiful women are left in Shihai City? Lin Yang hugged the beautiful woman. I felt a bit embarrassed by the smell of perfume from the shop. Quickly helping her up, he said, "Beautiful woman, wake up and get in the car and sit down." Ah. Good. Pop. Just took a step and fell down again. As a result, he lay straight in Lin Yang's arms. Although he enjoys the feeling of having a beautiful woman in his arms. But he is also not a sperm brain. Not many women who often go to bars are from good families. This time, he simply hugged the beautiful woman and put her in the back seat, closing the car door without hesitation. After returning to the cab, fastened the seatbelt. "Beauty, did you place the order ending in 0686? The beautiful woman lay on the back seat and waved her hand. "Yes, let's go, master." "Okay." Lin Yang opened the software navigation and headed towards the customer's destination. The price of this order is over 40 yuan. The distance is also quite far. The car was driven for about 5 minutes. The beautiful woman lay motionless as if she had fallen asleep. I thought this was how to safely deliver passengers to their destination. After a while, she actually got up from the back seat. Sit up straight and roll down the car window to look out, the cold wind blowing. Lin Yang saw her current state through the rearview mirror. Hold your chin with one hand. The wind blew through my hair, and my eyes stared blankly out the window. Coupled with her beauty. Don't say it really feels a bit beautiful. A long time has passed. The beautiful woman suddenly spoke up, "Master, do you know what love is?" Ah. Lin Yang was momentarily stunned when he heard the sudden question. Then he replied lightly, "I can't afford love, I don't know. Anyway, I vomited 500 yuan on the car." The beautiful woman's eyes suddenly widened. Turning to look at Lin Yang, "What? Isn't it 200 yuan? Lin Yang didn't turn back and waved his hand. 200 yuan is not enough. Love has increased in price now. As soon as these words were spoken, the live broadcast room exploded. Popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, has love gone up in price? Sleeping in bed. This is really good. It seems quite reasonable, my love has never increased in price. Every time it's 150. I have a good heart, and I can't see those weak women trembling under the dim neon lights. I'm just doing my best to make them feel warm. Nowadays, everything has gone up in price, and it's already difficult. As a result, love has also gone up in price, making life tiring. Forget it, I'll give love to my right hand. It's too realistic." This beautiful woman used to look out the window quite sorrowfully. Now she probably has some doubts about life. In fact, beautiful women are a bit confused now. She didn't expect Lin Yang to answer like this. It completely exceeded her expectations. This also lowered her alcohol tolerance quite a bit. Holding his chin, he looked at Lin Yang's back like this. A smile appeared at the corner of the mouth. "Master, do you think I'm pretty?" Lin Yang looked at the rearview mirror and nodded, "Not bad. Why can't I find a suitable man for marriage so far? Many older leftover men don't get married anymore. It's very simple." The beautiful woman was a bit surprised and said, "What's the reason?" Lin Yang looked at the beauty's outfit and grinned. Getting married and finding a partner is like taking care of a car. Experienced drivers will go to roadside shops for maintenance, and the fee is only 200 yuan. If you want to blow some carbon buildup, add an additional 50. There are some professional 4S stores that offer training and standardized services throughout the entire process, and the fees are reasonable, only around 1,000 yuan. Replace the original D.Series headlights with white and bright ones, which only cost around 500 yuan. There are also some independent studios, with a minor maintenance of 400 and a major maintenance of 800. Good service, high technical skills, patience, and good attitude. In addition, there are also some individual businesses who are skilled in modification and tuning, and can bring comfort and a strong driving experience with just 3 to 5,000 yuan. You said, with such good service, why do we have to hang ourselves from a tree? The beautiful woman listened to the whole process a bit inexplicably. There was no reaction at all. But the netizens in the live broadcast room have already been boiling. Popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, this horse riding is something I can hear. This horse riding is something I love to hear. This is not the car to the kindergarten, open the door quickly, I need to get off. I thought he was an old driver, but to my surprise, he is really an old driver. Actually, the anchor is talking about car maintenance, and you all misunderstood. I have done countless evil things in my life, and seeing this live broadcast can be considered as paying off all of it. The beautiful woman thought for a moment but still didn't understand. I asked again, Master, what I'm asking is why I can't meet the right man, and why those older leftover men don't get married. Lin Yang paused for a few seconds. A faint answer. On the one hand, car maintenance is too expensive for them to afford. We can only find some relatively inexpensive ways to maintain it. Another reason. The frequency of car maintenance is too high, and the engine is broken. Beauty. Live broadcast room. Looking for flower evaluation tickets. 10. Toothache. Go to the crematorium in the middle of the night. You are listening at novel full.audio. The beautiful woman finally understood. At this moment, she felt like she had boarded a stolen car. The driver's driving skills have clouded her. However, she actually finds Lin Yang very interesting. Can drive seriously. This is enough to indicate that his emotional intelligence is definitely not low. This kind of charm is extremely deadly for women. She, who was not interested in watching the scenery, turned her head and asked again. Master, what is the difference between men with high emotional intelligence and men with low emotional intelligence? Lin Yang pondered for a few seconds. High emotional intelligence. Time is always short when you are with someone you like. What about low emotional intelligence? I'm not in good shape today. Pup Beauty understands instantly. It sprayed out in one gulp. Lin Yang suddenly became anxious. Beauty, vomit 500 on the car. Don't blame me for not reminding you. Fortunately, the beauty is just laughing. I didn't spit it out. But Lin Yang's words made her a bit angry. Just give her a phone call, and immediately a man will come to pick her up. It's rare to take a taxi today. As a result, I was constantly reminded to vomit 500 on the car. This makes her feel like she's being despised. My self-esteem has been greatly damaged. Popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, I understand now. If this guy doesn't agree, he'll just drive. I feel like if he puts in more effort, this girl can be dragged home tonight. A scumbag. The appraisal is completed. I don't know how many young girls Lin Yang has already been interested in, otherwise he wouldn't have such high driving skills. Men are not bad, women do not love. The more this happens, the more women like it. On the contrary, those who are honest and can only be seen as accepting heroes. Although they may seem sincere, they actually do not understand romance at all. After all, women are emotional animals, and sweet words are better than sincere intentions. I completely agree, especially those who know how to tell pornographic jokes are more likely to attract girls. You should know that she is no longer resistant in terms of language, and soon she will also accept it physically. My friend is like this, with a bunch of women gathered around him every day to listen to pornographic jokes, sleeping whichever he wants in over 20 minutes. The car arrived downstairs at the beautiful woman's house. At this point, the beauty's alcohol tolerance also decreased significantly. After paying the money, I didn't get off directly. Because just now, she saw Lin Yang's appearance. At that moment, a heart-pounding sensation suddenly arrived. Driven by alcohol, she somehow had the courage to approach Lin Yang. "Little brother, can you take me home and have a drink with me?" He chuckled lightly at the corner of his mouth. Lin Yang was taken aback at the words. The meaning in this statement should not be too obvious. If you don't understand this, then you're really a straight steel guy. However, he is really not interested in girls in bars. If you get into any illness and cry, there's no place to cry. So he turned his head and replied seriously, "Beauty, I'm sorry, I'm a ride-hailing driver and I'm not responsible for delivering goods to my doorstep. Also, don't drink or drive, don't drink while driving. What's your intention to get punished by the traffic police?" After hearing this answer, the beautiful woman, eyes wide open, stunned. I really saw a ghost today. Inviting a man to take him home for the first time. But was someone despised? And he still speaks with such righteousness and righteousness. It's like I'm craving his body. She felt her self-esteem shattered by the blow. But the next second, she suddenly realized. Handsome guy. You don't think I'm the kind of playful woman, do you? Do you think playful women will come home from the bar at 8 o'clock? I have to go for a company dinner. Moreover, I really can't walk and would like you to help me deliver it. As for drinking and driving, I really didn't expect it. You might have misunderstood, right? After speaking, get off the car directly. Bang, closing the car door and swaying back home. Now, it's Lin Yang's confusion. Lying trough. I thought she hinted to me. Fortunately, I didn't follow upstairs. Otherwise, when I drink alcohol, I'll take off my clothes. Maybe we'll have to spend the night at the station tonight. This is so special, it's so close. The beautiful woman was recalling what had just happened all the way. I just thought about how impulsively I invited a stranger back home. Awkwardly, my toes dug out of my shoes. What's most infuriating is being rejected. Is it true that I am just so poor? Looking at my clothes and appearance in the elevator. Wherever you go, it's always the focus. But today, it made her feel a bit insecure. The more you think, the more angry you become. Take out your phone and repeat the operation on it. And Lin Yang is driving. Suddenly, I heard a prompt on my phone. Ding. A passenger has complained to headquarters about you. Say you have a brain problem. Lin Yang glanced at the text message prompt. A face full of black lines. Angry, he started roast on the spot. Damn it, I'll provoke anyone. Didn't you just complain about me for not taking you home? If I really send you home, maybe the place you complained about is the police station. It's difficult to be a good person these days, even more so. The more beautiful a woman is, the more dangerous she is. There's nothing wrong with this statement. The netizens in the live broadcast room couldn't resist seeing this funny scene. Popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, popularity, +1 +1 +1 +1 +1, no problem, if I were that beautiful woman, I would give you a bad review too. It's so annoying, I can't even stand it as an observer. That's right, I was looking forward to the plot for a long time, but you forced me to hold it down. I took off my pants, so why don't you show us this? He must not be a qualified old driver. Old drivers won't be picky about food. A beautiful woman of this level, let alone coming out of a bar, even if she's a prostitute, I would be willing to do it. What I am most concerned about right now is not this issue. What I want to know the most is where the car maintenance mentioned by Lin Yang is located. I also want to go for maintenance. Is there a channel provided by the Big Brother? It has only been broadcasted for one day today, and Lin Yang has already received 2 complaints. Once again, I guess the platform needs to make a phone call to inquire. Or he could be banned. But this kind of thing is beyond his control. Encounter such a passenger. He can only consider himself unlucky. After driving on the road for a period of time. The time has arrived at 9:30 p.m. in the evening. He slept in the afternoon and didn't feel any drowsiness. Suddenly. Ding, a prompt sound came from the phone. The software pops up a window for accepting orders. Departure time. Departing now, distance. 1.55 kilometers estimated revenue. 29 departure. Shihai Pedestrian Street, South Exit, destination. West Gate of Shihai University, accept order or not. Without any hesitation, Lin Yang ordered to accept the order. Ding successfully accepted the order. 10 minutes later. The intersection of Pedestrian Street. A young girl who appeared to be around 20 years old got into the car. Judging from the outfit, it belongs to the cute type. Think of the passenger's destination again. It is estimated that this is a student. After confirming that she had placed the order, Lin Yang drove to Shihai University. On the way, neither of them spoke. As soon as the girl got into the car, she sat at the back tinkering with her phone. About 10 minutes have passed. Suddenly. The girl covered her mouth. Let out a moan. Oh. Toothache is killing me. Toothache is not a disease, it hurts and can be fatal. Master, please take me to that crematorium. Lin Yang's tiger body trembled. The buttocks are stacked on top of each other. Sister, why don't you go to another hospital and take a look, she asked with some uncertainty. The girl suddenly became confused. After understanding, I couldn't help but cover my mouth and laugh. Oh. It's not what you think. I am an embalmer, the kind who puts on makeup for people who have just passed away. Just now, the crematorium contacted me that 2 deceased people need makeup. I can only temporarily change lanes now, thank you, master. After listening to the explanation, Lin Yang only feels a lump. A cute-looking girl turned out to be an embalmer. The contrast is too great. Just this late at night. It's a bit empty to ask him to go to the crematorium. But they are not afraid of even a little girl. If one is afraid, it would be too embarrassing. After resetting the destination on the girl's side, Lin Yang changes navigation to go to the crematorium in Shihai City. Looking for flower evaluation tickets.